Hello, this is Hardcore Katsu again. I'm sorry about the last video about the ending. Kind of really botched the ending of it because I lost my train of thought. But as I was saying though, with the WWE, WWE has to have stockholders, and the reason why they're PG is because they have to stick with those people. They have to stick with the majority of the people. Like all of a sudden, if everybody switched, there were less kids in the audience, you know, it could change the whole business. The whole thing would change. There'd be there would be less BS, and people would be believing all this stuff. The wrestling world would be a lot better, I think. If the WWE could be making a lot more money, and with the CM Punk thing, I think CM Punk has changed a lot of stuff as far as his character, or him actually changing the way the show is done. I think with him, with WWE Champion, he brings in a lot more of the male 18 to 34 demographic, the 18 to 30 demographic, the younger crowd. I think he brings that back into the WWE. When John Cena was in there, I think it was slowly killing everything. And I've noticed that John Cena and CM Punk have a great communication with each other. Sorry, I got a stuffy nose. CM Punk and John Cena have this really, really good click together. They really, when they wrestle, when they have a match, they do reversals like crazy, and they do really, really good wrestling. It reminds me of John Cena. It reminds me of The Rock versus Austin. Simple as that. That's all I think about when I see John Cena versus CM Punk. It's fantastic. And, it's really great wrestling. If they moved that to WrestleMania, I would be so happy they did. Scrap all the Rock and Austin stuff, or, the Rock versus whoever, and Stone Cold Steve Austin versus whoever, which is most likely to be CM Punk versus Austin, and The Rock versus John Cena at WrestleMania. I think it's going to be a double main event. Who's gonna have the better match? Is it going to be John Cena and The Rock, or is it going to be The Rock, or is it going to be CM Punk and Austin? I think that'd be a great combo, because in a way, The Rock and Austin would be on the same team. They'd be defending their era. While John Cena would be on, CM Punk is obviously alone. And I think it's quite fantastic, actually, because, John Cena can be booed. I think he has my respect already. I think he honestly does. I mean, that's my personal opinion about John Cena. He will never change. I mean, for the love of him, for the like of him, whatever, as much people hate him, he's not going to change. I'm just waiting for that heel turn, though. I really am. I really am, and I think that will make him a better character. I think that'll make him a better wrestler, too. Because if he turns heel, you'll have to boo him. He's going to be a heel. I think people will respect that. John Cena he'll always be a solid babyface, no matter what in this business. He'll always be a solid babyface. And I think that will not change anything for John Cena. He'll become this great wrestler in the Hall of Fame someday. But I like how they're using Ryback. And Ryback reminds me of Goldberg, which fans chant Goldberg, and I think that's kind of funny. I like Ryback, but for one reason, and that is because he actually gets a bigger pop than John Cena does when he comes in. He gets a bigger pop than CM Punk, I think, or they might be a little equal. Obviously and clearly, they want CM Punk to constantly win. Oh, he's the next John Cena. He's John Cena 2.0 or whatever. Just talking about this with CM Punk, how he's winning every match, and how he's like the longest reigning WWE champion, or how he will be the longest reigning WWE champion of current time after he goes past John Cena as far as dates. And I clearly think, I think he'll do it. I think John Cena will do it, like I said before. Or not John Cena. CM Punk, I'm still tired. I think CM Punk will beat John Cena's record, and I just know it. I know it in the back, like the back of my hand. So, it's quite fantastic, to think that. But I don't know. I've been trying to stay away from wrestling for a couple days. I've been trying to catch up on it, and I've actually caught up. I've catched up with the shows. So now I clearly know what's going on. I just got to keep up with the Monday Night Raws. So I'm actually pretty happy if I can constantly do that every week. I should be able to keep up with each show and not have a problem, like I usually do. So I'm hoping I can keep up with every Raw and be able to, deal with it. I should be able to, right? I mean, I'm doing college and I'm trying to watch pro wrestling. It's a really strange combination. But other than that, though, I haven't been really doing too much. I've been watching interviews and watching YouTube. I've been trying to take care of my stuff and everything. So I'm not really doing that much. I'm just trying to figure out how I can get, more subscribers, and I'm not stopping. I want to make these more videos. I want to get my audience back. I feel like I'm losing interest, or I've lost the interest of the people, and I want the interest of the people back. I think I want that for me, and I want that for my subscribers. I want my subscribers to see what I've done as far as these videos, or as far as these recordings, actually. Make these, put them on the internet, and just fly with it. I just hope that somebody will see them and be, I want to see, honestly, since I've been watching WCW here lately in the last several days, I've kind of gotten a newfound liking for WCW. Not that because it was better than the WWE at that time, because it was not better than WWE at that time. The WWE at that time they had a lot more exciting. They had a lot on Monday Night Raw in 1999. WWE had a lot going for them. They had a lot of great wrestling. They had younger guys. They had Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. Plain and simple. They won the Monday Night Wars all by themselves. Simple as that, because they brought better content to the wrestling world. Better content than what WCW was pulling out at that time. I mean, come on. But I did like it, though, because on that episode they had Eric Bischoff, Ric Flair, was the president of WCW at that point, and he brought Eric Bischoff into the office, and he told him, here's all your crap, from your desk and everything. It's like, well, you're going to be leaving, but you're not going to be leaving, yet. You're not going to go to the airport. You're not going to go fly. You're not going to take the private jet to wherever they're going, to Tennessee or whatever. That's where the show was at. It was in Tennessee. So he took Eric Bischoff. Ric Flair took Bischoff to the front, and Limo came up and come back later, So they, the limousine drove off, and Rick Bischoff was like, well, what? That's my car. No, that's your car. And pointed to the truck, and he was gonna have to put together the ring. So he had to go with the ring crew to Tennessee, and it was just funny. It was funny, because it was something I haven't seen personally. I haven't seen that, and that's funny. I got a legitimate high from it, and it was one of the things that was totally missed from WCW. And I noticed that, and I was like, well, hell, why wasn't this part of the greatest moments in WCW history when Ric Flair screwed Eric Bischoff? When Eric Bischoff no longer became the president. And I think that's kind of funny because, when they did the New Blood Rising versus the Money Makers or whatever the thing was in 2000, 2001, it was New Blood, and it was New Blood Rising, and it was the Millionaire Club, which was obviously Hogan, Nash, Scott Hall. It was practically NWO. It was all the rich guys, all the guys that were making shit tons of money, versus the new talent, which, in a way, this concept would work. One being, you have all this new talent, and you're highlighting all this new talent, and you have the power players. You have Eric Bischoff and Vince Russo. It's a power group of all this new talent. You have all this fresh talent. It's a talent pool. You have all these new guys. Then you have all the older guys, all the old established characters. You have them facing against each other. It's a good concept. It could be a whole lot better, I think. They could have done that so much better. But then they had all this other shit, all this other crap. Vince Russo was pulling all these stupid, pole matches where you had something on a pole at the base of the ring, and you had somebody go up and grab it, and contract on a pole, or teddy bear on a pole, or something really stupid, handcuffs on a pole, something, hell, who knows? That could have been possible. They used everything on a pole, like in TNA, It killed it. It really did. I despise it because it's just completely stupid. But that's what I think. To bring it all back around, though, I think WCW was good with with those other parts. With the Eric Bischoff and Ric Flair being the president, and him telling Eric Bischoff what to do and giving him punishment for all the years that he screwed over WCW with the NWO. I think it was perfect. It was great comedy, and it was punishment for Eric Bischoff because people don't like Eric Bischoff. He has heat because he screwed up the wrestling business. He didn't have what it took to win, to buy WCW. He didn't have what it took. He couldn't do it. he tried his best. And the guys that had control of WCW all the way to the last days, they pretty much screwed over Eric Bischoff. I think it would have been a good idea if Eric Bischoff would have done it, because he would have ran with the ball, and I think he would have taken over wrestling. But we can't really talk about that. I don't want to dwell on it because hell, we'd probably be watching WCW right now. Hell, if it wasn't for Stone Cold Steve Austin or Triple H or whoever, The Rock, plain and simple. So I'm going to leave you guys with this, and please subscribe, like, message me if you want to. I mean, we can talk one way or another. We can share videos. We can, put each other over as far as YouTube shooters, whatever you like. Again, this is Hardcore Katsu.